Three, two, one. Okay, I am live now. Perfect. Okay. Welcome everyone. One second. I'm so sorry. Let me just check if it's working correctly or not. My phone. No. All right. So my voice is visible, right? My voice is audible, right? I'm so sorry. Is my voice audible? Just say yes in the chat, and I think I'm in focus. I am. My voice is. Yeah, I'm in focus. My screen is visible, and just say if my voice is clear or not, and then we'll begin. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Cool. So, welcome everyone to another episode of K12 TV. In this episode, we are going to cover a brand new platform that we have released on our Hatch Kids product. So nowadays, you'll notice whenever you go to kids.hatchxr.com, as you can see, it's open, kids.hatchxr.com, you will see that there is a new tab on the top. It says Hour of Code. This is the product that we are going to uh, use today. So let me just tell you what this Hour of Code is basically. So the idea behind this platform is it helps you build a game of your own, all on your own, within an hour, and you don't need any instructor for this. This platform provides you instructions, gives you instructions. You have to follow the instructions, and you will be able to code a game on your own within an hour, and you will be able to publish that and share that with your friends. Okay. So what we have done here is we have taken a game. So right now there's just one game available here, but over time we'll add more and more games as well. So yes, it started. It started. Your voice perfect. Thank you. Um, yeah, so as I was telling, right now we have just one game available here, but over time we'll add more and more games, and you'll get the option to choose from multiple games as well. So right now you have a 3D Mario game on this. Okay, so what we have done is we have taken a 3D Mario game and we have designed the basic looks of the game, and we have added that on this platform. Now what you have to do is you just have to simply go to the platform, and you will notice that let me open this up. It opens up in a new tab. There will be music now. So you'll notice this opens up my 3D Mario game. Now, from our side, we have broken down the game into small steps. Like even when you build a game on your own, what do? You first of all code the basic logic of your game, and then you add more complex stuff, complex logic into the game, into the code of the game, right? So similarly, what we have done here is we have broken down the 3D Mario game into 10 simple steps. See here on the top there are 10 steps. By default, you guys, all of you, come on step 1. Once you complete step 1, you can go to step 2, and from step 2 you can go to step 3, and you can see the steps are locked. Right now all the steps are locked except for step 1, because what you have to do is you have to complete one step, and only then you will be able to go to the next step. So what's happening here is you start with step 1. You code the very basic function of a Mario game. What is that? You make the Mario character move. So step 1 involves coding that movement logic. Once you do that, you move on to step 2. In step 2, you add some more advanced stuff that you would use in your game. And then you move to step 3 with coding more advanced logic, and so on till you reach step 10. And by the time you reach step 10, you will be able to code the entire Mario game by yourself. Okay, so every step, as you can see from the screens itself, every step has a certain mission. You have to start the step, you have to code the step and complete this mission, and only then you will be able to move on to the next step. Okay, so let me just give you an example. Let me just start the project and you'll see how this works. So I'm just going to click on start coding. To start any step, you have to click on start coding. So once I click on start coding, So the workspace opens up. Now in the workspace, it's code.hatchxr.com. You can, so let me just send it again. So you see, if you go to kids.hatchxr.com, you guys are asking about how to access the platform. If you go to kids.hatchxr.com, you will notice there is hour of code. You just have to click on that. And once when you click on that, this will open up. Okay. So all of you guys were asking how to access the platform. That's how you'll access the platform. Now, yes. So when you click on start coding on that step one screen, you will see that this opens up. This is the entire workspace for your hour of code platform. Now, since you're opening it for the first time, since I'm opening it for the first time, this platform tells me where everything is. So right now it's telling me that on the top section, instructions for on the top section there are instructions for how am I supposed to code, how am I supposed to use the blocks and code the logic in that step. What am I supposed to do and how am I supposed to do it? That's the instructions. This is the instructions panel. Let me see what's the next area here. So if I click on next, so sometimes when there are more instructions, a larger number of instructions for a specific step, then it's divided into small slides. So perform a group of activity and then click on the next slide button on the top to go to the next set of instructions, and then you will be able to code that part of the logic as well. Okay. Then if I click on next, so this tells me that all the blocks that I need to code a particular step, to code for that mission of a particular step, you will be able to find it in the left side panel here. All right. Yeah. So once you have this, and then if I click on next, so this tells me that this is my workspace, this is my editor. So I have to attach the blocks here, and once I do that, I have completed the logic, then I have to click on the green play button here, and that will run whatever code I have written, and it will show me whether my code is correct or not. All right. So let's try out step one and see how it is, and if we are able to code this in within 1 hour or not. Okay. Cool. So we are at step one. Let's read the instructions and see what it tells us to do. What is exactly our goal in step one? So this tells us that we have to make Mario reach the golden coin by walking the path. So we can see there is a Minecraft path here, and we have to use our blocks in such a way that when we click on the green play button, Mario moves on this path and reaches the coin. Now, what do I code? So second part of my instruction tells me I have to attach the move and turn blocks inside the when green play button block, and then click on the green play button to run. So let's see how this works. I'm going to click on this forward. I'm going to click on walk forward, and I'm going to click on the green play button and see whether it runs or not. So see, when I click on the play button, it runs, but my character has not reached the coin yet. Okay, so we have to complete our code, right? So let me reset my scene. So as I can see from my path here, I have to make Mario walk forward one step and then turn 90 degrees and then walk forward again, right? So we will add that code into our when green play button click block. So after walking forward, turn left by 90 degrees and then walk forward again. Let me, I hope this is visible to all of you. Yeah, let me increase the zoom of this. Yes, this should be visible to everyone. Okay, so yeah, this should make my character reach the coin, this logic. But because I can see that there is a next slide button here, there's also another instruction. Let's see what that instruction is and how will it help us make our game look much better. So if I click on next slide, this tells me to attach the background music block and select an option from the drop-down list as my background music. So you will notice that whenever we create our game, it's the more fun our game is for. Uh, it's much better if whoever is playing our game, it's fun for them to play, right? So how can we make our games more interesting? We can add sound effects, we can add lots of cool visual effects and music as well. So you get the option to choose background music for this game. So you can choose your background music using this block. All I have to do is attach here, and I'm going to increase the volume so that you guys are able to hear it. I'm going to reduce my desktop's volume. Yeah, it's low. Alright, so now you see if I run this, it will play the background music and then make my character move forward, left, and then forward again. This should complete my level step 1. Okay. Okay, cool. So as you can see, we just completed step 1 of our game. And it was very simple. We just made our character move using the blocks, and you can see in this model, this is where I get to share. This is the place that lets me share my each steps project with anyone I want. But it tells me I have to log in to share my project with my friends. Right now, I have not logged in, so I won't be able to access the share links and everything. And on the right side, you will notice the blocks that you added. This tells you the entire JavaScript code of all the blocks that you just added. Right now, you can see we added what? The green play button block. It was a function that was being called. It's called when on green play button clicked, and when inside the function we added some blocks. We added walk forward, turn left, walk forward again, and we added the background music block. So this tells you the JavaScript code of the blocks that you used. All right, let's move on to step 2. Okay, let me just log in. So it will be much better for you guys to see this. I'm going to create an account for myself. I'm going to log in like this. I'm going to give an email ID and a password. Let's hope it logs. Oops. It says email already exists. So I'm going to use, let me just use a different email address here. Sorry. Cool. So yeah, now you can see I'm logged in, and here, let me, sorry, let me, yeah, let me run this again. Perfect. So now you can see that my share modal here is active. I have a playable link that I can use to share with my friends, or I can directly share it on WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, or I can share it via mail. And this link, if you copy this, you can open this up, and you can even play this link on your phone. I'll show you. So this link, if I open this up here, you can see I have my project here. It's in a complete 3D mode. There is a volume button. I'll reduce the volume, and I can play it here. Perfect. You see? Now you will get okay. So that was step 1. Right? Okay. You'll get the option to share it on your phone via QR code once you complete all the steps. We'll come to that. Okay. So enough about step 1. Let's move on to the next steps, and let's see how it goes. So we go to step 2. We click on, yeah, I clicked on continue to step 2, and I am on the step 2 start screen. Now this is a slightly advanced version of step 1. You can see in the mission it tells me I have to use a repeat block to move Mario and collect the diamonds and the coins. Now we not only have coins, but we also have diamonds to collect. Yes. So now you see I have come to step 2, and in step 2 the instructions tell me what I have to do. So when I read them, it tells me repeat. So our purpose here in this step is to learn about loops in programming. Every step teaches you some concept about programming, and you use that concept to code the game for that part. Right now it tells me to use a repeat block. Why do we need repeat block? Because sometimes we have certain lines of code, a certain activity that we need to be performed again and again and again and again. And it's not efficient to write that same line of code again and again. It's programming is always about efficiency, and repeat blocks help us run a specific set of activity again and again. That was our first instruction. So what does it tell? It tells us to use our move and turn blocks inside our repeat block. You see, from the scene, I can identify. Uh, yes, from the scene, I can see that you have. I have to make my Mario character move and then turn, then move and then turn and then move again. So it's the same activity of moving and turning multiple times. So I'm going to put that inside my repeat block. Let's see. I repeat block, I put that here, and I say move forward and turn left. Okay, now here I have to write how many times am I supposed to am I supposed to use the repeat block. So I have to move forward, move forward, move forward, turn. So three times. Okay, so I'll write three here, and it says walk forward by one step. Let's see if that's correct or not. If it's not correct, then I will change it later on. Let me run this. So if I run this, you'll notice that my character did not reach the coin. It was because that walk forward one step is too small. We have to increase the number of steps it's moving in this setup. So it has to move two steps forward. Let's change that. We can change the number. We just type it 2, and now our character should reach the coin, and we should be able to complete this step. Perfect. We just completed step 2, and there was no music because I had muted the background sound. I'll turn it on later on. You'll see. We'll turn it on in the next step. Okay, so as you can see, we have the entire JavaScript code of whatever blocks we just added. You can see the repeat blocks are representing the for loops in JavaScript code, and you can see the syntax of how for loops are written here, and you can try it out by writing it, in a JavaScript or using the Hatch's text-based code editor, and you can write this code in the Hatch's text-based platform, and you can run the code there as well. It will work. And then you have the shareable links for each step as we showed here. Let's go to step 3. Step 3. Now we move on to more advanced parts. So when we are making a 3D Mario game, what do? We need to, what's the first thing that we need to implement? We need to move using our keyboard buttons, right? So that's what we are going to implement in step 3. So step 1 and step 2 were giving you understanding of what blocks are going to make your character move and turn, and motion blocks. Okay, step 3, from step 3 onwards, we start building our actual game, and the purpose of step 3 is for you to understand how is your activity of making the Mario move using pressing the up arrow key, down arrow key, left arrow key, right arrow key. How are those activities of your pressing the buttons on the keyboard going to be interpreted by your computer? For that, we use these yellow blocks that you can see here. These are called events. These blocks interpret your action, and when they see you doing something, then they tell your computer to do something else. It's cause and effect. Your pressing a button gives them the cause to tell the computer to activity. Like you see, it tells us when up arrow key is pressed, I want to happen in the game. What do I want to happen in the game? I want the character to move forward. So I attach walk forward. This tells me that this will tell your computer that when you press the up arrow key, then make the character go one step forward. Similarly, for down arrow key, what do we want? We want it to walk backwards. We can just use walk backwards here. One step. Simple as that. Very simple. And then we can see, yes. Okay. So after this, arrow left. What do we want when the left or right arrow key is pressed? Not move left or right, but we want the character to turn left or right. Yeah. So we turn by 90 degrees. Turning right now is because everything is at a right angle. So 90 degrees seems okay. Uh, Arrow left, turn left by 90 degrees. Now, for arrow right, we have to turn right by 90 degrees, but we don't have a right block. What you have to do is you use the turn left block. You see here, there is a drop down menu. Every time you won't be seeing all, you will get sometimes the similar blocks are matched together and added inside a drop down menu. So here you have turn right. You can select right from your drop down menu, and this tells you that turn right by 90 degrees whenever you press the right arrow key. Now this will work. Now, one more thing. So from this point onwards, what you'll be doing is actually we'll move on to step 4 and then I'll show you. What I wanted to show was your code from previous steps get carried over. Like you see from previous step, this when green play button click, setting the theme, background music, that is already here. It is carried over from your previous steps. Okay, I can select a different theme song if I want to change, and I'm going to, yes, I've selected a different theme song because this is a Star Wars theme song and I really like Star Wars. So we are going to use that, and let me run this code now. Yes, see, I'm using my arrow keys and I'm trying to make the character move. So, and plus the music is, I cannot just make it. Okay. So see, I'm trying to make my character walk. I press the up arrow key and it moves forward. I press the right arrow key, it turns right. Press the left arrow key, it turns left. I will select all the diamonds. Perfect. Now I complete step 3. Okay, I won't be using the music anymore. I'll turn off the background music. It might be disturbing to, it might be confusing to hear my voice plus the music, so I'll turn the music off. Is my volume okay? Okay. Cool. So I'm going to click on continue to step 4 and we'll move on to step 4. Now, yes, turn this off and start coding. So from step 3 onwards, since we have started coding our actual game, so you see now we already coded the movement controls for our character. The same movement control is going to be needed in all the steps from now onwards. In step 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10. But what we are going to do is you're not going to code the entire movement control again and again. The same thing that you did in step 3, you are not going to code the entire thing in step 4. So that's what I was trying to say. The code from previous steps are going to get carried over, and you just have to add more stuff in the code to make your game get better and more advanced. Okay, so in step 4, along with the movement, now we are going to add jump controls to our character. That is the mission of step 4. Use the space key to jump and reach higher grounds and collect our coins. Okay, so I start coding. And you'll notice here, see, just scroll down and all of your code from previous step is here. See, all you have to do here is when space key is pressed, you have to add the jump controls. How do you add the jump controls? You have the two blocks here and read the instruction. So at this point, you're able to control Mario's motion using your keyboard. Let's make him jump. And whenever we jump in the Mario game, what do you see? There's a sound. Whenever Mario jumps, we are going to add that jump sound effect as well. So whenever you press the space key, I want my character. So I add the player.jump block here. Once I added this, now whenever my character jumps, I also want the jump sound effect to play. I'm going to add this sound. This will be more than enough along with my movement controls to complete this step, this level here. So I'm going to click on the play button. I'll lower the volume here. You will notice there will be a jump sound effect now. See, I'm pressing the space key to jump and then there's a jump sound as well. So let's try to complete this level now. See, I'm able to reach the higher grounds because I'm I have added the jump logic now. So let's try to complete. Yes. So we completed step 4. Alright, so we completed step 4 down. Now let's go to step 5. You can see all of the code that we have been doing are getting added in our code editor. Step 5. Now we go to come to Now we are going to cover some more advanced parts of our game. So in the actual Mario game, there are enemies, there are power-ups, lots of stuff like that. There's scores, variable scores, lives, those things. So from now onwards, we are going to understand how can we handle, how can we add logic for those parts. Okay. So first of all, we are going to start with um, collecting coins, diamonds, and what happens my character falls in the ocean, falls off the path. Okay, so we are going to understand the logic and implement sound effects for whenever I'm able to collect diamonds, and whenever I'm able to collect coins, whenever I fall into the ocean. Okay, so let's see. Step 5 is about collisions. So it tells me the detect collision block runs whenever Mario collides with a specified object. Notice here we have 3 yellow blocks, and all of them tell that detect collision with coins, or detect collision with diamonds, or detect collision with oceans. So see, remember in step 3, we were doing when up arrow key pressed, when down arrow key pressed. So those were the blocks that was telling your computer whenever you were doing something, something else is supposed to happen, right? Now, these yellow blocks are doing a separate thing. These yellow blocks are checking if something is happening in your game, like checking if my Mario character is colliding with the coins, or colliding with the diamonds, or colliding with the ocean. And whenever that activity happens, whatever we add inside these blank spaces, that will take place. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. So whenever Mario collects the coins, I want the Mario game that the classic Mario game that you play. They have a coin collecting music, hitting the enemy music, or dying music. We are going to add those sound effects. So for coin, we'll add the coin, and for diamonds, we'll add a diamond collect music. Now, that's coins and diamonds. What happens when Mario falls into the ocean? Well, technically, the game is over. So what do we do? I'm going to say whenever Mario falls into the ocean, game is supposed to get over, as well as we'll play the game over music. So we add this. Let's see if this should be enough. I think so. My camera turned off. Give me a minute. I'll turn it back on. Okay, so I'm guessing my camera is back on. Yes, it's on. All right. So as I was saying, let's finish the instructions. Let's see if we are missing something from the step. So detect collision block runs whenever Mario collides with a specified object. We understood that. We have to attach the block so that whenever player loses the game whenever Mario collides with the ocean. We have added that logic here. And if we go to the next slide, we have to add the game over music. We did that, and then we also added coin collect and diamond collect music. So we have done everything that was supposed to be done in this step. Let's run this and see if this works. I'm going to play the music as well, so that because this is a sound effects, this step involves sound effects to be coded. So let's check if the sound effects are playing correctly or not. Let's click on the green play button now. Let's collect a diamond and see if the diamond collect music is running or not. See, diamond collect, the music is perfectly playing. Let's try coins. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes. So jump sound is playing, diamond collect music is playing, coin collect music is playing. Now let's check with the ocean. I'm going to turn and I'm going to fall into the ocean. Game over. See, game over and game over music is playing. So I can't do anything. See, except for I have to restart the game now. So I click on try again and my game restarts. Now our whole objective is to try to not kill Mario and complete this level. Let's do that. Try to not fall into the pipe. Yes. Jump. And yes, we just completed step 5. Okay, cool. Awesome. Perfect. So we have step 5 completed. I was just looking at the chat. I'm so sorry. Cool. So let's go to step 6 now. Now, step 6 is something interesting. I told you we are going to add some scores and lives. For that, we are going to introduce you the concept of variables. So here, I told you every single step here introduces you to to a new concept of programming, and you use that concept to code an activity of the game in that step and move on to the next step. And by the end of your entire thing, you would have completed your entire game. So we are going to use the concept of variable, and our mission is our score as much as possible by collecting more diamonds and coins. So we'll do that. Start coding. And now you see, as I was telling you, we get the same code carried over from the previous step. So we have all of our coins, diamonds, and background music. We have our motion blocks, all of them are here. What do we need to do here? Here we need to create variables. What are variables? So this instructions will tell you everything. Just read the instructions. So variables can help you store values in them. Okay. What our purpose right now is we have to create a variable and name it score. So let's click on this create variable button and let's name it score. I type score. Now I get some blocks, some variable blocks. Okay, so what do we do now? So we have followed these two sets of instruction. Let's go to the next slide. And then it tells me my game starts when I click on the green play button. We have to set our scores value to 0 whenever my game starts. So anytime you start playing your game, the scores value should start from 0, obviously. So, and it's telling me that my game is the activity that indicates that my game is starting is whenever you press on the green play button. So when you click on the green play button, I set my scores to 0. This will sure. You see, there is a label of my score variable here, and that tells me the value of score is 0. All right. So let's reset this thing. And now that we have created our score value, let's increase the value of score as we collect more coins and more diamonds. So you see, it tells me to increase the score by 10 for every diamond Mario collects, and increase the score by 50 whenever Mario collects a coin. So what we have to do is, so how do we know Mario collects a coin or diamonds? This is what we covered in our previous step. The detect collision block tells me whenever Mario hits a coin or a diamond. Okay, so whenever Mario hits a diamond, what do we need? We want to change score. We want to increase the value of score by 50. So change the value of score by 50. And whenever Mario hits a diamond, we change the score by 10. Perfect. So we have this, and this should work. This is exactly what we are supposed to do in this step. This should work now. So now it tells me play the game and get our score as high as possible to pass this level. So we have to collect all the coins and diamonds in this level to pass this level. Okay. Let's run this and see if it's possible to do that or not. Um, jump, jump, collect a coin. Perfect. See, my score is increasing. You'll notice my score is increasing as I'm collecting more coins and diamonds. Perfect. Okay, so I corrected everything here. Oops, I need to correct this. Yes, try not to fall into the pipe. I'm very bad at this game. Okay, cool. Completed step 6. This was variables. This was introduction to variables and understanding how you can add score into a game. Once you do this, as I showed you, these are the playable links. You can copy paste them whenever you have. You can share these links with whoever you want. I'll show you at the end how you can use this. Let's continue to step 7 now. In step 7, now, what is step 7 telling you? So, we have more new things in our game right now. We have enemies in our game right now. Yes, we have enemies in our game right now, and our purpose right now is to avoid the enemies to prevent Mario's lives from decreasing. Okay, so let's start this and see what we can do here. You have to create another variable. So follow the instructions and it will tell you everything. So we have to create another variable called lives. So that will keep track of how many Mario has. So we'll create another variable, call it lives, and we are going to set the lives value to 3 when we start the game. So at the start of the game, Mario has 3 lives, and throughout the game, as Mario hits other enemies, his life reduces. And what we are going to do is, whenever Mario's life becomes 0, game gets over. You have to restart the game. Sorry. So set lives to 0 to 3. We are going to set lives to 3 whenever we click on the green play button. So whenever the game starts, Mario has 3 lives from the beginning. Now we have this new block here that says detect collision with enemy. This is going to see there is these enemies here, these mushrooms that Mario has to avoid. So you have to, whenever Mario hits an enemy, his life gets lower. His life gets lower by 1. So what do? We change his life. But we don't change his life by 1. Changing life by 1 means adding 1 to the life's value. We are going to reduce the value of life by 1. So we are going to, so we'll say change lives by -1. Once we do that, this should reduce our lives. But now we'll also add the sound effect of hitting them. So that, I mean, it's just a good effect. Whenever someone else plays your game, it gives a good impression to your game. So let's run this and see how this works. I'm going to, yes. So you see, there is a score label of value 0. There is a lives label of value 3. And we are going to complete this level by trying not to reduce our lives. See, I'll hit the enemies and you'll see my life will reduce. You see, my life became 2 and then it became 1. So whenever I hit the enemies now, my life is becoming, oops, no, my life became 0. But you see, even though my life became 0 right now, it's not, game doesn't get over because we haven't added that logic. That's for our next step. We are going to, you see, it keeps on reducing. It will keep on reducing. It's reducing. See, we are trying to complete this level, but my life is already at -6. My game is not over because I haven't added the logic of how I can how my game gets over when my life becomes less than 0. That is for our next step. Okay, so we just completed step 7. Let's move on to step 8, and step 8 is if else condition. Step 8 is if else condition. This is where we are going to say that our mission, you can read it as it is, avoid losing all the lives or the game is over. So our purpose of this step is we have to implement the logic that says whenever my life becomes less than 0, I have to restart my game. Okay, so what do we do for that? We are going to, one second. Cool. My camera is working, yes. Okay, so what do we do here? So we are going to use something called if-else statements, conditional logic for this step. Let's click on start coding and see how does if-else statements work. Okay, how do if-else statements work? So yes, see, if-else. Okay, let me explain how what conditional statements are. So conditional statements are like if something happens, then something is supposed to happen. Like if your parents might tell you, if you guys eat your vegetables, then you get to eat ice cream. Okay, so if a condition is met, then something, then an activity is supposed to happen. So that was a very bad example, but okay. Um, if you guys eat your vegetables, that's the condition. If you eat the vegetables, then you get to have ice cream. Having ice cream is the result. Okay. So similarly here, that's what we're going to say. In programming also, we have if-else logic. If something has happened in my game, then I can say it. I can tell it to do something. Like if the life of my character, if the value of the variable life has become less than 0, then tell my game that it's over. That's what we're going to write here. So we are going to use this while game is running block. This is what is going to, while game is running, is going to check again and again if the value of my life variable has become less than 0 or not. So, uh, well, okay, so cool. So now we're going to say while game is running, if life is less than 0, you see, then we are going to say game gets over. And we also play the game over music. So this block is going to continuously check whether Mario's life has become less than 0. And the moment it becomes less than or equal to 0, then game. And you'll have to restart the game. Let's see if that works. I'll hit my enemy 3 times, and if this is correct, then my game should not work anymore. I have muted the game, so 1, 2, 3, and game is over. You see? So we have to now start the game. It tells me you have lost all of our lives and you have to start the game again. So try again and restart the game. How simple it was. See, each step might seem easy, but that's the purpose of it. That we have broken down the game into small, easy steps. Because if you just sit and start making a game, it becomes difficult to think what to implement, what not to implement. So that's why we have broken it down into small steps that is easier to understand. And uh, see, this step 8 is using the if-else logic, but it's also using all other code that you have implemented, that you have added in your previous steps. All of those blocks are here. That's making your code run. That's making your game run. The only new thing that you have added here is this if-else logic. Along with the if-else logic, the entire blocks all together, they are running your game. So let's run this and let's try to complete this level and move on to step 9. That's the coolest step. And then we'll try to finish our game. So I jump and I try to avoid the enemies. And oh, yes. Okay, good. I avoided the enemies. Now I just have to collect I just have to solve the path. So the paths become bigger and bigger and much more complex as the steps progress. So I have this. Yes, I have one more enemy here. Let's just hit it. We have 3 lives. Okay, so we have lost 1 life and I have successfully completed step 8. Now you'll notice this basically completes your logic of Mario game. You have movement logic, you have jump logic, you have sound effects, you have game over logic, you have all the collision logic, you have scores, you have lives, everything is there. What else do we need? Now, comes our next step where to modify. I told you we have designed the basic looks of the game, but you also get to customize how your game is going to look like. Okay, so that's what step 9 is going to do. Here you can code the design of your game. You'll see. So I'm on step 9. Let's read the instructions. It tells me attach set sky something that block to when green play button and change the color of the sky. Let's see if that works. If I set sky to, let's say, red, and let's run this. See, my sky color turned red. Now what we are doing is we are adding this block inside when green play button click. Why? Because these design parts, they need to happen the moment you start the game. They don't have to happen every time with something like when you press up arrow key or when if it's a condition or something like that. They just need to have all the design of your game is supposed to be set the moment you start playing the game. So that's why what we are doing is we are adding when green play button click, uh, when we are adding these set sky color to red or whatever blocks we need here inside when green play button click. Now you see there are more blocks here. Let's see what all we can modify. Red is not too. I don't like red. Let me change it to something else. Yeah, this is better. Okay, and set ocean color too. Let's change the ocean. I'll make it green. I'll make it green. Nice. This looks weird. It's okay. Weird. Okay, cool. This looks like something from Joker's universe. I'll make my character Joker then. It will be good. Set avatar to. That's how I can get to select what character. Right now it's Mario. I have Iron Man. I have a lot of options here. You see, I have Iron Man, Batman, Catwoman, Joker. Let's select Joker. I want Joker to be my character and set avatar to Joker, and we also get to change the scenery. So set ground texture to dirt. Let's run this and you'll see how it looks. So this green blocks, you can select whatever color they want. Okay, this looks really cool. Joker's color in the sky and the ocean, and I have Joker's character, and the ground is different. Alright, so I have modified the design of my game. I can play the game and see how whether I'm able to pass or not. Yes, I'll try to avoid the enemies as much as possible. Oops, I fell into the pipe. Don't fall into the pipe. Try not to fall into the pipe. Okay. I lost one of the diamonds here. I am going to select this. See, the paths have become more complex. There are higher levels here. So I told you, as you progress to further steps, you will have more complex paths to traverse. Okay. Now I'm just trying to complete this level and then welcome step 10. Step 10 is where you do whatever you want. Okay. So I am going to collect my coin here and my level complete. Okay, so we have done everything that we're supposed to do for our code, and then we come to step 10, the final step. And what are we supposed to do in this step? Now, this is where you can code anything you want. You can code anything you want. You have all the blocks available, everything that you learned from step 1 to step 9. This is where you get to recreate, redesign, and code the game how you can you can code the movement blocks using some different buttons. You can design the game differently. You can use different sound effects, different background music, whatever you want. And once you do that, you'll see. So right now, I have not completed step 10. I've completed step 1 to 9. You'll notice in my profile there is a my course section. If you go to my course section, you will notice that there is a course card here that tells me that right now I'm uh, I've been doing this Mario Secret Adventure course that's incomplete, and I have done from step 1 to step 9, and step 10 is left. So once you finish step 10, you will be able to see your certificate and this QR code. This is the QR code I was talking about. So let me just I'm not going to code the entire game. I'll just code the movement controls, and I think I should be when up arrow key, forward when down arrow key, backwards. Actually, I should code the entire game, right? Let's just do this as soon as possible. We have 5 minutes. Arrow left, turn left by 90 degrees. We start with basically movement controls, right? So we start with up, down, left, right arrow keys, and we add those logic here. That logic, now what do we need to add? We need to add the jump logic. So when space key pressed, player jump. What do we need to add? We need to add the collision logic. So what do? We go to detect collision. Detect collision with points. And what do? We say we use variables. We create score variable and we create a life variable. Yeah. So we say whenever change score, we have to set the score as well. So change score by 50, and when green play button clicked, set score and lives to some value. Set score to 0 and duplicate this. Set lives to 3. Okay, cool. Let's clean this up. Set lives to 3, and then what? Set background music. We also want some good background music. I want to set this background music, clean this up. So I have my background music, I have my lives, I have my collision. So whenever my Mario collides with coins and diamonds, it gets more score. And we play the music. We have all of these play music options. Let's use these sound options. So coin collect, duplicate this, and we play diamond collect. So diamond collect. Now let's do enemies, reducing lives. So when hit enemies, change lives by -1. You select oh, and you play the music, hit enemy. Yes, good. And then when I hit the ocean, then something is supposed to happen. Everything, you can just go back to the previous steps and I think following those logic again. So I just need code logic here. So when I hit the ocean, I say play music, game over, and game should also get over. So game over logic. Now that's done. What else do we need? We need if-else statements for our while game is. So we need if-else statements to check our lives. If lives is less than 0. So all the blocks are available here. All the blocks are available here. If lives is less than what 0, then what? Game over. And play music. Not game over. Cool. So that's that. We have game over. Everything is here. And we have the looks of the game as well. So what do we need? You can modify the looks later on. I will keep mine. Let's try to see. I like this music a lot. I actually like this music a lot. Okay, this is Star Wars music. So those who are not able to recognize. Oh no, I don't want to hit the enemies. Okay, wait. I am not trying to collect all the coins and diamonds right now. I just want to complete this so that I can show you what happens when I. Oh, oh. Okay, I lost all the lives. Damn it. Okay, let's see. I'm so sorry. Let's try to. Okay, I lost another life here. I'll complete it now. 2 more minutes, guys. Okay, so we have this. I am yes. It's a really okay. I'm just trying to avoid the enemies so that I don't lose my lives. Okay, good. So we are at the end of our level now. Perfect. Yes. Okay, so I just completed my step 10. The game is done, and you'll notice there is a claim certificate option now. So if I claim the certificate, it takes me to my certificates page. Here, there is a QR code. You can scan this QR code, run on your phone. All of you, just if you have a QR code scanner, if you have a QR code scanner, then you can take your phone and you can scan this QR code right now. You can pause the video, scan the QR code, and this project will open up on your phone. Or if you don't have a QR code scanner on your phone, you can download a Hatch app on your Play Store, on Google's Play Store, or on the iOS App Store. There is a app called Hatch XR. If you download it, it has a QR code scanner. You can scan this QR code, and this game that I just created will run on your phone. Try that out. Or you can just open up this link. This link I can just copy and I can open it up here. And you will notice it will game in a full. Uh, I have everything here. See, everything runs. It's just a full screen mode. You can try this out. Otherwise, you have your playable version here. You can share this link with your friends. You get a certificate as well. You can download the certificate and you can share this with your friends as well, friends and family with for everything can be done here. So you have everything done here, and your certificate is complete. My camera is off. I'll turn it on. Okay, so we are almost done. We are almost done. I just wanted to show you certificates. And I wanted to show you the QR code scanner, and we have a shareable link. This runs your project here in this window as well. And here you can run it from here as well. All right. So well, this ends our this episode's content. Uh, Soon we'll be adding more and more games here. See, here, the whole purpose of this is you learn by yourself. You don't need someone to teach you. You follow the instructions, understand the purpose of why you're coding, what you're coding, and you'll be able to code your game. Soon, by end of this month, by mid of next month, you'll have more and more games here. Not just a Mario game. You'll have a Flappy Bird game. You will have a 3D Flappy Bird game to build. You will have AI features as well in this. So soon you'll get to build AI chatbots using Hatch, 3D bots on Hatch as well. So yeah, just keep checking with the new updates on on Hatch's website, and you'll be able to see all the new features that we launched there. Okay, so see you guys in the next episode. I hope I didn't bore you guys. Uh, I mean, we have all of you are here. I'm guessing so. Yes, thank you for staying for so long, and see you guys in the next episode. Bye. I'm going to end the stream. How do I end the stream? I end the stream from here. Thank you. Bye.